Sarah J, and welcome back to my creative space. Welcome back to Melbourne, Australia. It is definitely winter here. I think it's the top of 13 degrees, so we are definitely in winter. And yeah, it's a cool day today, lots of rain, but I'm enjoying being in my art studio. I've been inspired a lot by the changing of the leaves. It's been a little bit late this year, so autumn came late this year in terms of temperature, and so I think the leaves and the trees followed that. I have this beautiful weeping cherry in my front garden, and I passed it one morning recently and it was just covered with orange and red leaves, and it's just sitting with a beautiful angel statue, and I thought, wow, that would be amazing to capture. So that is what we're doing today, and let's have a look at it. Let's get to it. You just need to set up your easel. I put the drawing board on my actual easel. That for me is my favorite setup. So you've just got to really find what works best for you. So today we're using the Canson Drawing 220 paper. Now this is 220 GSM. It's got a really nice tooth for charcoal and mixed mediums. I've got a few things in there. Yeah, it's got a lovely tooth on it, so we do need to have a good amount of texture. Not too much, but enough to hold the charcoal without it sliding off and not really being able to layer it very much. So this is really good to do the tape as well, because it does give you a nice solid line, and it just doesn't look as messy too. So I was going to actually use a really large piece of paper, but I seem to have run out. So we're going to keep it small today, but I think with these sort of drawings, the large paper is actually fantastic to use, because you can kind of find a really good flow, and like it just feels freer when the paper is really large, I find, but that maybe is a personal thing. So an important part of this process is to decide what is going to be happening. What is my painting? What is my composition? So I'm trying to get that light. Studio lights are in the way, but anyway, so this is actually from my front garden, and it's this gorgeous angel statue, and I came out one morning and I saw the beautiful autumn leaves, and the actual autumn colors on this tree came just before the start of winter, which has just happened. So this is only about a week ago, and yeah, so I just was so inspired by it. I thought, wow, wouldn't that be a great charcoal drawing, and putting in some color here with the leaves. So we're kind of going to have a bit of a play today, and I'll show you how I kind of work through my ideas as I go. So in terms of composition, it's very much going to be the tree and the angel. I'll probably cut that picture back a little bit, but I really do want to have those leaves. You're not going to see much of the brick, maybe a little bit of green. That's my plan. So let's start. Definitely we'll be using a kneadable rubber today, and I may use a hard rubber. But especially just to start off and make sure my page is nice and clean. So this is the Willow charcoal. It's basically a charcoal stick. You have different types of charcoal. You've got charcoal pencils, you've got large sticks, you've got all sorts of styles, but I find the Willow charcoal is really good. It's a nice hardness. Not too soft, but soft to really, I guess, do what I want to do for the picture. So that's what I'll be starting with today. And the key thing here is I'll be starting with an outline. You don't want to go in with too much detail with the charcoal at the beginning, because you're going to be getting a lot of smudging. So that's something to think about. So we are doing mixed media today. I will most likely be using some soft pastels with the charcoal. Let's get going. So I'm just making it a different sort of shape. I'm doing that with my phone software, with photo software, just to change the shape. So that's done. So we just start to sketch out this gorgeous angel. Important to take your time. No need to rush here. And I thought we could have a little bit of a look into Willow charcoal as we actually do our drawing. So Willow charcoal is actually made from sticks of the willow tree. And we sometimes see it like a stick, or it will be actually in a pencil form. It's very, very soft. It's got a wide range of uses, especially for sketching. And it's less dark than other forms of charcoal. I personally love to use it. It's really great for sketching, for under drawings, for initial compositions as well. So I'm just really getting the outline of the angel in here, making sure I'm happy that I've got my angel and my tree branch, making sure I've got the angel and the tree trunk in a good place on the actual paper. So the thing about Willow charcoal, it is highly smudgeable. So you really need to be conscious of that when you're working with it. And you can use tools as well. I personally like to use Q-tips and cotton buds. It's just really easy. Careful not to lean against your edge as well, the edge of the paper, because you will pick it up and put it in different spots. Yeah, so firstly I started with the outline. Now I'm starting to bring in those shadows and highlights, really working on what are the darker areas of this gorgeous angel. When I was thinking about doing the angel, I thought, well, it'd be fun to look at some poems of angels. And I found a really lovely one called A Guardian Angel. It's actually not known who is it by. So here we go. An angel walked beside me on the day that you were born, guiding you through all of life from the very first morn. An angel watched beside you through each and every day, guiding you and keeping you in its loving, gentle way. An angel held your hand when you took your very last breath, guiding you to heaven, to eternal life and rest. An angel will watch over you as you journey through the skies, guiding you to heaven where eternal love never dies. So now I'm starting to bring in those gorgeous leaves, the top of the willow tree, the top of the cherry tree, not the willow tree, it's willow charcoal. And so the great thing about the kneadable rubber is you can rub out the lines. So the idea being you want to really get your key features in first and then go over the top, which is what I'm doing now. It's really fun to do these sort of drawings. You get into a gorgeous flow and yeah, you're just really in the moment. One of the important things with charcoal is you are using paper that is appropriate. So make sure it's charcoal paper. You don't want it to be too soft because you won't be able to layer it very, very well. So you want to have that right surface. Something else to consider is you can actually use scrap paper first. So you can just test your charcoal to ensure that you're getting the right consistency. Also, charcoal is pretty brittle, so you can actually break it. So be gentle with your charcoal. I did actually do general drawing in art school or TAFE. And you do go through all the different mediums, and charcoal was one of them. I just fell in love with it. And you can use mixed mediums with charcoal, which is what we're doing today. But it's a really versatile medium. It's also not very expensive, so it's something that you can pick up fairly cheaply. And yeah, I highly recommend just doing a lot of sketching, and you can just sketch anything. Get your fruit from your kitchen. go outside, sketch something in the garden. A garden is a really great area to sketch. There's so many different things in a garden. You just have to really look for something different, and look for something maybe that interests you and intrigues you. Okay, I am going to bring in my soft pastels now. I'm going to bring in a little bit of color. I don't want to overdo the color. I just want to add the flecks mainly in the tree to make that really stand out, maybe a little bit in the grass. So we're just going to use these pastels. So now I'm bringing in the beautiful bright orange for those leaves. So here I'll just be layering my color. As mentioned, I don't really want to put too much in because this is really mainly a charcoal angel drawing. And I think the pop of color is really, really effective. So just going in with the lovely green and the red as well, and putting those colorful leaves together. This time of year is very beautiful in the garden, and if you do have your own garden, see if you can grow trees that change their leaf color, because it really is so pretty. You don't just need flowers. Flowers change color, but leaves do too. So I think it's really special to have, I guess, different plants that do different things. So I'm just going in with the foreground now. Just a little bit of green in there. The angel is sitting in some leaves, or I guess ground cover actually. And then highlighting some yellow here, so really going in where that bright morning sun is hitting the leaves as well as the different, I guess, variants of color on the leaves. Angel is just so pretty. She's just so sweet. And yeah, she's just very peaceful angel. But I think that the bright colors of the cherry tree on the leaves really emphasize her beauty. I'm not going to overdo these leaves. I'm just going to put the hints of color in, and I want it to feel fresh, and therefore I'm only going to put in what I think is needed. Now I'm just going in around the neck of the angel and just ensuring that I've got a clear definition of where her chin and definition around her face, and also ensuring that I've got her figure right. So now I can go in with that darker charcoal. Always good when you get to this part of the picture and you can just go in a little bit harder with your black and white and your shading. Important to not to do that at the beginning because you're still trying to work out the proportions. Definitely recommend figure drawing if you have a chance. It's worth doing a course if you can do it at your local art TAFE or college. You just learn so much when you're sitting with a live person. And portrait drawing is fantastic, so if you're wanting to learn how to do a human face, it's a really good thing to do. And I think it's just something that you should do anyway, because for your art moving forward, you're going to want to draw faces along the way, and yeah, it's a really good thing to learn. The more drawing that you do, the better you're going to get. So one of the important things here is getting her dimensions right. So it can be challenging with figures to get that right. So that's really about practice and going in over and over again in your picture. That's where you don't want to go too hard at the beginning, creating softer lines before you're confident that you've got it right. So for those of you who have watched my channel before, I do like to do a little bit of a debrief after I've painted or drawn a picture. Overall, I'm really happy with it. I met what I was hoping to do, which was really capture the pretty angel under the colorful leaves. What I really wanted to do was create a very much a black and white and a pop of color effect, and I think I did achieve that. Any figure is quite challenging to draw, so yeah, it's something that you do need to take time with and I guess not rush it too much. I went in a few times to really carefully redo it. So also because the angel is slightly at an angle with the shoulder and the hands are a bit tricky to capture, especially with the Willow charcoal. I think it worked out okay in the end. I really love the bright colors, so soft pastels is great. You can get those vibrant colors, and of course it's a dry medium like charcoal is, so it made sense to be using that. Another way you could have done it is you could have actually pencil sketched first, then you could have used watercolor or gouache and then gone over with the charcoal. It's got a really wispy feel, an angelic feel, which is wonderful because it is an angel, and I just think it's such a pretty statue. One of the issues with charcoal is it's extremely messy, so obviously I'm wearing black today, so that was not an issue in terms of touching my top or anything. So that's something you really do need to think about and make sure you have your cloth with you. It is messy, and that's where using tools is really great, like Q-tips or cotton buds. You can actually get other sort of tools. I haven't brought it out. I just find the cotton buds are great, so I tend to use that. I think the composition is really important, so getting that right first. And you don't want to spend too much time rubbing out, so take your time with the initial outline. Yep, I think I'm good. I think I'm satisfied that it captured what I wanted to achieve today. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoy sharing my art with you. I will be sharing more in the future. For those of you who are new, I share art and music on this channel, and I would love to welcome you to subscribe. So remember to do that if you'd like to see more. So feel free to like it if you enjoyed it too. It certainly does encourage me, and it also helps my channel and gets the algorithms moving and more people can see it. Anyway, until next time, I wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you again really, really soon. Bye for now.